Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrat Maulana Qamar Uzzaman Saheb Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Thursday morning at Baitul Askar in Wasiabad, Allahabad, UP, India, Thursday, the 15th of Shawwal, 1445, the English date, 25th of April, 2024. Hazrat Wala is speaking about, or rather reading from the works of Hazrat Khaja Muhammad Masoom, and he is writing to one of his talibs, saying to them that हाथ पाँव मारने चाहिए, यानी कोशिश करनी चाहिए, that the hands and the legs need to be moving, meaning in simple words, you need to make the effort, you need to make the effort, and together with that, हमेशा इस तराना को गाते रहना चाहिए, and continuously keep on saying these wordings. مفلسانم आमदा दर कुए तू शैअन लिल्लाहि अज़ जमाले रुए तू. ए अल्लाह, हम मुफलिस होकर आपके कूचे में हाजिर हुए हैं, लिहाजा अपने जमाल से थोड़ी सी भीख इनायत फरमा दीजिए. Allahu Akbar. O Allah, we presented ourselves in your court in the state of bankruptcy. Poor, we've got nothing. Hence, out of your sheer grace, grant us some charity. Grant us some charity. So with all of this here and the efforts that we do carry out, we should most definitely make dua. Yeah, Hazrat Wala is saying, Asal zikr se mala mal farma de, that Allah Ta'ala bless us with genuine remembrance of Him. Otherwise, what is this coming and what is this going? Is it just a customary coming and going? You know, when you go, you should ask, you should take. And when you leave this marketplace, you should not go empty-handed. Ask yourselves that we went to the Buzruks, we went there, and what did we achieve? What did we go back home with? When Hazrat Sayyid Sulaiman Nadwi rahimahullah ta'ala went to Hazrat Tanvi, and when the people of Nadwa then after that asked him, you Allama, you've got so much of knowledge, what happened? What did you achieve? What was his first impression, or what did he have to say to them? मुझे अपने जहल का इल्म हो गया. I've came to understand, or I've came to learn, or I got the knowledge of my ignorance now. It is now that I understand how ignorant I am. Because when you come there, and when you sit there, what all the knowledge that you may have, this is a different type of knowledge. It is not just a rasmi and customary knowledge. Rather, it is ilm ladunni, something directly from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah ta'ala ilm hakiki de. Allah ta'ala bless us with genuine knowledge. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahib used to say, you people have come, and you're going now, you're taking what and going? With what are you going? Now listen, मुफलिसानेम आमदा दर कुए तू. ए अल्लाह, हम मुफलिस होकर आपके कूचे में हाजिर हुए हैं. हम सब मुफलिस हैं. We are all beggars. We are all destitute. We are in the state of spiritual bankruptcy, rather bankruptcy in every sense. And we have made ourselves present in your grand court. You know, when you come with something from the marketplace to your wife and your children, they become happy. So this is an ajib hal, and look at these munajat. Now Allah Ta'ala make our hal like that. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ, Allah Ta'ala had said it so clearly and openly. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Why has He created us? He has not created jinn and man except so that they may worship Him, except so that they may recognize Him, except so that they may make His ibadat. Now think for a moment and make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah ta'ala makes our hearts for Him. बातिन में अपने दिल को अल्लाह ताला अपना बना ले. Allah ta'ala makes our batin for Him. Allah makes our batin for Him. इलाही मकसूद मन तू ही व रिज़ाए तू मोहब्बत व मारिफत खुद बिदे. यानी ए अल्लाह मेरा मकसूद तू ही है और तेरी खुशनुदी अपनी मोहब्बत. ए अल्लाह मेरा मकसूद तू ही है और तेरी खुशनुदी. ओ अल्लाह, my only aim, my only goal and objective is you and your pleasure. Mohabbat wa ma'rifat khud bideh. Therefore, bless me, grant me your love and your recognition. Your love and your recognition. You know, Hazrat Wala is quoting this incident, waqia of this buzurg. He left this world, he goes and meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah ta'ala asks him, what have you brought for me? He stopped, he pondered for a while, thinking, what can I tell Allah that I may not get jammed up and stuck? And then he thought to himself, but Tawheed is Tawheed. That is something that can't be rejected. I believe in Allah, my belief. I've come with that. If I say anything else, I may get caught here or there or the other, or it may be insignificant. So he says, Allah, I've brought Tawheed and come to you. So Allah Ta'ala then says to him, oh, is this the Tawheed that you brought to me? Don't you remember that occasion when you drank milk and after that your stomach started cramping and then you said, it must be this milk that I drank now, that's why my stomach is paining. Tell me, is this the Tawheed that you brought for me? Allahu Akbar. Allah Ta'ala ki waha ki tayyari, Allah Ta'ala waha ki tayyari ki tawfiq de. Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq and hidayat. Inspire us to prepare for going on to that side where we're going to meet Him. At least keep this amount in your mind, that you are not going to live here forever. You have to return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Saheb called the ulama, the mashayikh, all the people who were in the khanqa residing at that time. He summoned them. They came and then he said, he had his own andaz. And he went on to say that you people are not making progress. You people are being deprived day after day because you are not carrying out muhasabah. You're not reckoning yourself. Now this is quite simple. At the end of the day, ponder and think, what good have you done for the day? If there is anything, thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for it. And if there was something unbecoming, unappropriate, sin, guna, negative, this, that, the other, whatever it may be, then make tawbah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when a person does this here, he will make great progress. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Saheb's muraqabah, I can't tell you about his muhasabah. It was all the time where they would take a reckoning of themselves. His dua was so amazing. There was so much of a cry in his dua. Lajajat. So much of servitude that I am your slave sitting in front of you. How he would make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I can't even tell you people about his wudu. Something we would say which is something as meager or as small in our eyes as that of wudu. How he would make wudu, his wudu, I can't even describe it to you. You know the wudu of Hazrat Zainul Abidin? He would come and sit on the bench, on the chair, the stool about to make wudu. And he would go pale in the face. People would ask him, Hazrat, what is this? How is it? Every time you come and make wudu to get ready for salat, you go pale in the face. What is this about? And he went on to say, Aapko pata nahi kiske samne jaane ki tayyari kar raha ho? Don't you know in front of whom I am preparing to go and stand? Allahu Akbar. Nabi isiliye aate hai. The Nabi comes for this very reason, to explain to us that we are not going to stay in this world forever. Hazrat Imam Ghazali rahimahullah has written very, very well. And regarding this, and regarding maut and death and the muraqabah of it. And this is for one, and it is for all. It is even for the mashayikh. And if it's not for them, fir sheikh to mekh. Then that sheikh will just become an ordinary stick or a pole that's knocked in the ground to help the tents stand up. There will be no difference between him and that. Kam ra'ayna shuyukhan saqatu. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to say this over and over again. How many of the mashayikh we have seen that they have fallen from their positions, they have lost everything, what they were doing and what they achieved, everything went. Hazrat itne sunate the, I haven't learnt it. But he repeated it so many times that I also behearted it. And जब तरीक़ की रियायत नहीं, तो आदमी गिरता है, गिराया जाता है. When you do not make riayat and take great consideration regarding the rules and the usuls of tasawwuf, then you would fall. Rather, you would be thrown down. You would be made to fall. बहुत मकानात गिर जाते हैं, गिराया जाता है. There are so many buildings and houses which fall down, collapse, or they are bulldozed to the ground. Janaza par rahe, dafan bhi kar rahe. We are carrying out the janaza salats, but we are putting people, tucking them into the grave. Lekin dil jaha waha hi waha. The heart, wherever it is, there is no progress. It is just there and there. You're taking people, you're holding the mayat on your shoulders, you're taking him and putting him into the grave, but there's nothing happening to your heart regarding the akhirat. Hazrat Maulana Muhammad Ahmad Sahab used to speak about the incident of a young man. And he was going around this way, that way with so much of pride and arrogance. And this Buzruk looks at him and says to him, what's wrong with you? Don't walk like that. He went on to say to the Buzruk, that don't you know who I am? Don't you know who I am? What a smack of pride. The Buzruk went on to say, yes, I know very, very well. You were created from that very same dirty drop of sperm. And presently you are walking with so much of feces in your stomach. And your end is such that you will be in the grave and the insects of the earth will be eating you. That's your reality. I know who you are. This is who you are. Hazrat Maulana Muhammad Ahmad Sahab usko bahut sunate the. And he would go on to say that that was what that Buzrug had to tell him, and that was the turning point in his life. He understood what he is made up of, what is his reality, and who he is really. So in this path also, so here what are we saying? Hazrat Khaja Muhammad Masoom is saying, Pao, haath, pao, marne chahiye. The hands and the legs, you have to move it, make it work. Yani koshish karni chahiye. You should make an effort, do something. Because in this path, there are thieves, there are thugs. Daku bhi hai. Bachakar nikalna, chalna. You will have to be careful this way, that way, and then you would have to make your way and come out clean. Suluk yahi hai. This suluk and tasawwuf is this. Who is the salik? Who is the seeker? Salik, kya matlab? Chalne wala. The one who is walking this path to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, sometimes Hazrat Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to read for us from the Kitab Maktubat-e Rashidiyya, sometimes from the Maktubat-e Ma'asumiyya. Hazrat Tanvi Rahmatullah alayhi used to say that Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to say that Hazrat Tanvi se jo mila to mila. Whatever we received, rather we received everything from Hazrat Tanvi. However, lekin in kitabon se bahut fayda mila. Bahut fayda hua. However, I've benefited tremendously from these kitabs, the Maktubat-e Ma'asumiyya and Maktubat-e Rashidiyya. And from the two, Yes, Maktubat-e Masumiya and Maktubat-e Rashidiya. Hazrat Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to tell us in encouragement that waaz kehna aasan hai. To make bayan, waaz, majlis is very, very simple. है कि नहीं? किताब लो, सुना दो, दीन की बात पहुंचाना है. Take a kitab, read from it. The actual essence and the objective is to pass on the message. या तो किताब सुना दो, या इशारा कर दो. Tell the person, give him an ishara, show him this, that and the other, point it out to him. If not that, या तो qalbi tawajjuh से sit and make tawajjuh on that person. It is very, very easy. जो काम है, असल काम जो काम है, what we need to do and what we're forgetting, nisbat ma'allah, batini daulat, this daulat and this wealth of the heart, कुछ लेकर जाइए. मैं खुद अपने आप को कहता हूँ, take something and return to Allah. And I'm saying this first and foremost to myself. I can't even tell you the words that Hazrat Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to use. हम तो दामाद थे, we were son-in-laws. निकलो, go out from here. Sometimes, or some people, he would tell them to go, just go from here. I don't want to even see you. Go to the outskirts of the town. Go and sit there on the platforms of the railway station. वहाँ तक निकालते थे. खूने दिल पीने को, लखते जिगर खाने को, यही ग़िज़ा मिलती है जाना तेरी दीवाने को. You would have to drink the blood of the heart. You have to eat the liver. What are we actually trying to say? You have to make a grand and ultimate sacrifice. You would have to persevere and you would have to tolerate. You have to bear much patience. Yahi ग़िज़ा मिलती है. There will be difficulty, there will be trials, there will be tribulations. You will have to undergo all of that and stomach it. Yahi ग़िज़ा मिलती है जाना तेरी दीवाने को. The one madly in love. This is his food and this is his sustenance. Hazrat Thanvi, on one occasion, scolded Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab Alahbadi. He scolded him. Now, zahir baat hai, Sheikh, and he's scolding and making islah of the murid. Of course, he must have been crying. He must have been weeping. Nevertheless, after that, he looks this way, he looks that way. He says, where's Wasiullah? I don't see him. Hazrat Thanvi became worried. He went out. He started looking everywhere. Where is Wasiullah? Wasiullah must have went somewhere in some place and he must have been sitting and crying. But Hazrat Thanvi became so restless. He said, Mera talib kaha hai? Where is this person who came to me, who was seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So much so, Hazrat Thanvi went and he went right to the wells and he started looking into the wells. Kahi to Wasiullah ne khudkushi nahi kiya? Did Wasiullah not commit suicide? खूने दिल पीने को, लखते जिगर खाने को, यही ग़िज़ा मिलती है जाना तेरी दीवाने को. You know, the first day, what happens when a person gets married and he's a son-in-law and he comes into the house? The first day, when I came there, Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab after nikah asked me, "Tu hafiz ho? Are you a hafiz?" I said, "Hazrat, nahi, I'm not a hafiz." Hazrat ne farmaya, "Kar dalo. Start becoming a hafiz. Start memorizing the Quran." What can I tell you? Up till that time there I was in the school. But after that, Hazrat Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to mention also that little orientation that he got in the school, it gave him some type of, it will help him in, gave him some type of benefit in ulum ke liye. Khair. Hazrat Khaja Masoom, Hazrat Mujaddid Al-Faithani, they were never negligent regarding the Islah of their children. Khaja Muhammad Masoom, his son Sheikh Saifuddin, in a young age, he became Saheb and Nisbat, the one who possessed the grand ta'alluq and connection, that link. He was connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so much so that Shah Jahan, the king of that time, he goes and make tarbiyat of Shah Jahan. I went to Deoband and I told the people about Maktubat-e-Rashidiyya, and I started quoting out from them from this particular kitab and the ulum and the ma'arif that is in there. They started asking me, what is Maktubat-e-Rashidiyya? And I said to them that here everything that is here and what you learning, the shuruhat that Hazrat Gangohi has written, and you people are making kalam and different tashrees, and you are translating it into the Urdu language of Hazrat Gangohi, and you don't know the Maktubat-e-Rashidiyya of Hazrat Gangohi. Let me tell you about Dakhla. When I went and I took Maqbool Ahmad and Aziz Ahmad for admission at Darul Uloom Deoband, Hazrat Qari Tayyib Saheb was there, and I went there and I said to Hazrat Qari Tayyib Saheb that I brought these children so that I can admit them into the Darul Uloom. Hazrat Qari Saheb went on to say that here, for admission in this particular Darul Uloom, the shart and the prerequisite is Nisbat Ma'Allah, that you must have ta'alluq with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then after that he went on and he made and gave such a taqreer, and he went on to say and started speaking that the person who enters the Darul Uloom, he already becomes half Maulvi. A person who enters this place here already, halfway down, he is having the connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he started quoting the waqi'at of the people in the recent past, that even the Darbande, the gatekeeper of the Darul Uloom, was a man of great capacity spiritually, Saheb Nisbat. Deoband was also a khanqah. कामयाबी तो काम से होगी, न कि हुस्न कलाम से होगी, जिक्र के इल्तिजाम से होगी, फिक्र के इह्तिमाम से होगी. If you want success, you would have to do something, not just by sweet talks. You have to be regular and meticulous, punctual, consistent with your zikr, and you have to have fikr for your islah. I'm seeing here what's happening. People come and they're sleeping away. How much did you stay awake that you actually now are so tired that you need to go and sleep? If they bring some drums here and some flutes and they start banging them away, just see how the people will come and run here. सब लोग जमा हो जाएंगे, लेकिन खालिक व मालिक की बातें सुनने के लिए, is there anyone that wants to come and listen to the talks of their Rabb, their creator and their owner? Masjid, Allah ka makan hai. Masjid is the grand palace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is His house. If there's nothing, but remember one thing, never ever abandon going to the masjid. Continue going to the masjid. When we go to someone's house, how he entertains us, he'll give us something and the other. When we go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's house, will He not give us? Will Allah not say that this is my banda, he's come there, and what is that banda saying? Muflisanem amda dar kuए tu, shay'an lillah az jamale ruए tu. Allah, हम मुफलिस होकर आपके कूचे में हाजिर हुए हैं, लेकिन अपने जमाल से थोड़ी सी भीख इनायत फरमा दीजिए. Oh Allah, we have presented ourselves in your holy and sacred court in the state of destitution, bankruptcy. We've got nothing, we have nothing. Hence, out of your sheer mercy and your grace, give us something, O Allah. Give us something, O Allah. Dasbakusha janibe zambile ma. हमारी जोली की तरफ अपने दस्त करम को बढ़ाइए. Oh Allah, stretch your hands of generosity towards our begging pouches, are free, bar dast wa bar bazue too. May those hands of yours that comes towards us be blessed. May it be blessed. When we go into the masjid, what do we say? Allahumma aftah li abwab rahmatik. Oh Allah, open the doors of your mercy for us. And when we're leaving the masjid, we achieve something there. We've got something great. Now we want to keep that in our hearts. What do we go on to tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Allahumma inni as'aluka min fadlik. Oh Allah, we ask you of your grace. That out of your grace and your mercy, Allah, the little that we have achieved here, oh Allah, you keep it into our hearts and our bosoms, you protect it for us. A person goes in the masjid, he achieves something, he cries to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on leaving the masjid, oh Allah, whatever taqat, ruhaniyat, strength, capacity, capability, spirituality, fuyuz, barakat that I got here in your holy house, I am scared that it may be snatched away outside these trials, tribulations, tests, temptations, whatever it is, the list goes on. Oh Allah, you protect it. You know, Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, people used to come there for the Majlis. After the Majlis used to just come to an end. They used to go out, they used to leave, and they used to start talking to one another, this, that, and the other. And this would disturb him tremendously. And he would go on to say, look at these people. Whatever I said now had no effect on them. And whatever they have achieved now, they're sitting and engaging in talks, and they're losing whatever I had said to them. It was at that time there that he said to me, but all those people were great ulama and mashayikh who used to come for those majlis. I was very young at that time, and he said to me that I want you to go outside every day when they all leave and gather them there, and just in the crux, the whole majlis, give them the gist of that. It was from that time onwards, from that young age, that I started getting the gist of the entire majlis of Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab and presenting it to the people. Saying all those ash'ar that we quoted there above, Hazrat Wala is asking these attendees or specific attendee that, do you know these ash'ar? Kuch yaad nahi hai. Kuch yaad nahi hai. Chunke munasabat nahi hai. क्या है, न कोई सुनने वाला है, न कोई याद करने वाला है. Tape तो बाद में आया. The tape recorders and all that came afterwards. But we used to write. Allah Ta'ala give Hazrat Maulana Jami Sahab Jazai Khair. How he used to write. I used to write myself as well. Muhabbatullahi ala qismain. The love of Allah can be distributed into two categories. Fardun wa nudubun. Wa kadhalika muhabbatur Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And then Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, speaking about the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, would go on to saying that I'm not quoting from the books of the Sufis. Ye hadith kitab hai. Ye Bukhari ki sharah hai. Bahut aham mazmoon hai. Nevertheless, this mazmoon of Hazrat Khaja Muhammad Masoom is a very, very important mazmoon which I quoted to you. In the end there, Hazrat Khaja Muhammad Masoom, it's so tremendous. The original is in the Farsi. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to only read the Farsi, and then he would translate it himself into the Urdu. G. He ends off like this. Allahumma ja'al hubbaka ahabbal ashya'i ilay. Oh Allah, make your love the most beloved of all things to me, and make your fear the most fearful of all things to me. Waqta anni hajati dunya bishawqi ila liqa'ik. And cut off from me all desires of the world due to the thirst, enthusiasm of meeting you. Wa idha أقرت أعين أهل الدنيا بدنياهم فأقر عيني بعبادتك. When you make cool the eyes of the people of the dunya with the dunya, then make my eyes cool in your ibadat. In your ibadat. Somebody says something there from the majlis. Hazrat Wala is then reminded, and then he says, Maulana Qamar Sahab passed away. He was my student. And he used to come and he used to tell people also that about me, that I am his ustad. And Allah Ta'ala give us all afiyat. And Allah Ta'ala make our going from this dunya into the akhirat blessed and mubarak. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم بحرمة سيد النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم.